All right, let's jump right in. There is a massive business shift happening right now across ASEAN. You've probably heard of it. It's called the China Plus One strategy. And yeah, it's unlocking some incredible opportunities, but it's also creating a whole new set of people problems that can, well, quietly sabotage all that growth from the inside out. Today, we're going to talk about how you can get ahead of them.
So let me ask you a direct question. As all this new investment and new energy flows into your company, are you starting to feel new tensions? You know, that little something brewing just beneath the surface? That's because this economic boom has a very real, very human side effect, and most leaders, frankly, are just not prepared to handle it.
And this is really the heart of the matter, isn't it? When a company expands, the money, the new machines, the tech, all of that moves at lightning speed. But the human element, the trust, the morale, that feeling of belonging, well, that often gets left behind in the dust.
So what does this actually look like on the ground? It means your workplace is fundamentally changing. You've got new managers, new specialists joining your local teams, and they're bringing totally different ways of working, different cultural norms. And that mix, if you're not managing it with real intention, is just a perfect recipe for friction.
This brings us to what I call the hidden people problem. And here's the really dangerous part. It doesn't start with some big explosion. Nope, it starts small. A misread email, an awkward silence in a meeting. But these tiny, tiny cracks can grow so fast, turning into genuine mistrust, teams splitting into silos, and a real nosedive in collaboration.
So what's actually driving this? Well, put yourself in your local employee's shoes for a second. They are quietly asking themselves some really big questions. Things like, is my job still safe? Can I still get promoted around here? They are watching like hawks for any little sign of unfairness. And they are hyper-aware of every single communication gap and cultural misstep.
Now, the good news is you can spot the trouble early if you know what to look for. Are your usually talkative people suddenly silent in meetings? Are you noticing more sick days? Maybe a subtle drop in the quality of work? Are you seeing little cliques forming, an us versus them vibe? These are not minor issues. These are massive red flags telling you that engagement is eroding fast.
And let me be absolutely clear. If you don't address these things, they will hit your bottom line hard. We're talking about lost productivity, your best local talent updating their resumes and walking out the door, and real, lasting damage to the stability you've worked so hard to build.
So what's the fix? What do we do about it? Well, it takes a pivot. You have to stop reacting to problems and start proactively building a stronger, more resilient culture. The solution has to be laser-focused on the human side of things, moving way beyond theory to give you practical tools you can literally use tomorrow.
And the goals here are incredibly focused. First, it's all about strengthening engagement right when it's most vulnerable. Second, it's about equipping you, the leaders, with a whole new toolkit for this new reality. And third, and this is the big one, it's about helping you build a concrete 90-day framework so you know exactly what to do next.
I want you to think of this as your new leadership toolkit. This is where you get the practical skills to stabilize morale when everyone's feeling uncertain, to intentionally build bridges of trust between different groups, and to create one single unified team culture, not two separate ones just coexisting in the same building.
Okay, this right here shows a critical mindset shift. See, most companies operate on an announcement culture. Information just flows from the top down. The secret is to build a listening culture. And here's a super simple tactic you can try. In your very next team meeting, instead of asking any questions, try asking, what's one thing that's still unclear? That tiny change in wording invites real feedback instead of just silence. It's a game changer.
You know, at the end of the day, all of this comes down to trust. But trust isn't some fuzzy, magical thing. It's built, piece by piece, on 4 solid pillars. You have to show competence to earn respect. You need consistency, because when everything's changing, predictability is like gold. You must demonstrate fairness. This is non-negotiable when you have mixed teams. And finally, you have to show genuine care, which is the absolute foundation for making people feel safe.
This is where we get really tactical. You'll learn exactly how to map out the specific engagement risks that exist inside your own team. And then, step by step, you'll put simple routines in place that build psychological safety, making it not just okay, but normal for people to speak up and bring their whole selves to work.
All right, now I want you to just focus on this number for a second. 90. Why? Because honestly, talk is cheap. What really matters is having a plan. And that number, 90, represents this. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's about creating a measurable 30, 60, 90-day engagement action plan that's tailored for your team.
So you move from just knowing there's a problem to actually executing a clear step-by-step roadmap to solve it.
So let's pull this all together. The whole point of the China Plus One strategy is organizational growth, right? The absolute key is to make sure that as your organization is growing, your most important asset, your people, are growing right along with it.
So what does this all mean for you? It means you will walk away with a complete, practical toolkit. You'll be able to spot the risks before they blow up, you'll have proven strategies to build real trust, and you'll walk out the door with that concrete 90-day action plan ready to put into practice immediately.
So I'm going to leave you with this one final thought. Your organization is growing. The investment is here. That's all happening. The real question is, have you prepared your leaders to make absolutely sure your culture and your people grow right along with it?